Hey, what's up, y'all? Super Mike 2164. Like and share, like and share, like and share the video. Hey, let's think about white people. You got all these Karens shouting. The white man always want to shoot, kill the black people. They're just angry. And I truly believe that some of them join the police force just so they can, kill black folks with impunity. Like the Darren Chauvin, this animal, got out of jail. The one who killed George Floyd in Minneapolis. This is the kind of stuff we're dealing with. Black folks. This is what I'm saying. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what are white people so angry about? Why are y'all mad? To the one or two little white people that might hear this, I really want to know, like, why people are so angry. Why? Haven't we been good to you? I mean, I'm trying to understand, like, you got to think about white people are extremely angry in general right now. In general. Now, when somebody says something like that, they'll try to find the white people who are not angry to try to say this. This is not a mathematical equation here. This is general human behavior. Generally right now, white people just have an anger to them. They snap off, they screaming at people in traffic. They're trying to play these little traffic games. They're just sitting around angry. You had a white man in Texas, shot his black neighbor in the chest 5 times. The black man had been living there for however long time the white man moved next door, had been harassing him, his children, for about a year. And the silly black man put up with it, which, if you're going to, let's go down, let's do this now. If it's down to fighting and killing, let's get it done now. Let's not do all that other little game plan stuff. Let's do this right now. Let's get it going. Because the bottom line is, the white man knocked on the black guy's door, and Eddie, the next door neighbor, the black guy opened the door and the white man shot him 5 times. Shot him, killed him. At his door, at his front door, at the black man's front door. Just mad. Just angry. You got white people cussing people out at the drop of a hat, calling the police on people. What are they mad about? I think I know. I can guess what they're mad about. But, maybe you had a different take. I think that black folks, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us, a man who knows the same thing as another man, you can't make him a slave. You can't enslave someone who knows what you know. So, the only reason why black folks were able to be enslaved at the point we were enslaved is because at that particular time, those particular white people knew something that the black folks who were not who became slaves, they didn't know. There's some stuff they didn't know, and that's as a group. Because you might be able to enslave a few intelligent people just by brutal force. But the bottom line is, on a massive scale, wise people, you can't enslave a group who knows the same thing and can do the same thing as your group. They're going to fight you until both of you guys are either gone or give up or negotiate something. So what I'm saying is, black folks, I think even though our ancestors were educated more than us today. I think we are aware of certain historical patterns and certain things that our ancestors just were not sure of or just were not aware of. Namely, the bottom line is that white people are a different kind of people. They have a different mindset. They have a conquering, barbaric mindset. And that's just a general statement because, of course, someone will try to find the one white person who doesn't have that mindset. But even white people themselves, if they're honest, they will look at the history of their own people and they will just understand that maybe because we were, as if they were a white person, maybe because we were, up in the cold weather and we fought each other and we were once barbarians. Maybe that history filtered down into their bloodline and just they have certain patterns and it's a conquering pattern. And so the rest of the planet, we don't have those type of tendencies. So that group of people, we have to deal with them a certain way. And I think that because more Black Americans are realizing that and behaving accordingly, more of us are behaving and dealing with this group of people as they should be. And it's just a different way we make decisions. We don't buddy. We shouldn't be all, trying to please them. And, it's just certain things that you don't put yourself in certain situations. And I don't know, maybe white folks are just mad because you're not behaving like they scripted you to behave. Because I know they want you to be their best bud. That may be a problem. We're supposed to empathize with their pain. When they pitch a fit, Black people are supposed to be there to make them feel safer. And maybe today we don't care about how they feel. We don't care about their fits. Maybe we don't care about upsetting white folks today. Because for us to get the things that we need to get as a Black population and for the planet to change, white people are going to be pretty upset. And there's no way around that, even if they're the best white person, because the conditions are going to change for them. Because the norm for them thus far is a certain level of privilege that is unsustainable. And the bottom road that was sustaining that level of privileges, because the privileges for, the unearned privileges have to be earned. And those slave wages that were unpaid, these false poverty situations and conditions that large groups of people are put in, that makes it very tough for them to get out of the poverty situation with this style of capitalism that we're dealing with. Yeah, people are sick of that. And not only are they sick of it, so they're going to physically revolt, but there's enough people that understand how to make a different system once the current one is broken down. So I think white folks are pretty mad. They're looking at things slip away. They're not as powerful as they were before, because their weaponry was the only thing. I mean, capitalism actually has already failed. Capitalism has failed. This American style capitalism is a complete failure. Why, Michael, why does money still spend? Why is the stimulus check still working? Why can you still, do you still want the $100 or the $2,000 or the $5,000 if somebody pays you for your labor? If capitalism failed, then why are you still taking checks and money, Michael? Well, the thing is this. Your economic system should not have to be enforced with your military threat. You had to kill African leaders such as Gaddafi. You had to kill Saddam Hussein because he rejected your currency. Gaddafi wanted to change the currency. It's not, you got these bubbles that pop. So this is telling the only reason why your capitalism is still standing is because if someone rejects your money, someone important, then you'll kill them. So that's just showing you it's not your economic system. It's you're a dictator now. You're a bully. So that shows you your economic system is a failure. Anytime you don't have the gold standard, your money's not worth anything. It's fiat money. So the reason why we're still wanting money is because the system is failed. But until the people who want to change the system, which is now, once they get their weapons together where they can't be bullied anymore, it's over. We'll see it. And I think that's pretty close. China's got the same thing, even though right now they're using a form of capitalism. But China is communist, but they use a form of capitalism to extract funds from you, because they see part of the value of capitalism, because you can't have pure capitalism. It just don't work. There's got to be a balance, and I think China has found a predatory type, and they're doing some things that's not sustainable. But it'll be a while before they have to pay for those evils that they're doing now. And Russia's communist, but they still use a form of capitalism, free market. And so we just need to understand that now that other nations have the same kind of weaponry as the United States, as white people in general, the white world, like Iran, it would have been a day when if America had wanted to just bomb Iran or put these type of economic sanctions on Iran or Maduro and Venezuela, they would be gone. They will be crippled and gone. It's done. Nothing you can do about it. But not today. Iran's pulling through. Iran's actually building a consensus against the United States. This is it. White folks are going to have to listen to other people. They can't just bully you anymore. Donald Trump's the last of that. And you hate him. He's a bully. But that is the reason why he's elected is because that is what America is. They're bullies. The only reason why they still have their system is not a legitimized system. It's because they have the threat of a strong military. Now we know that the tendency of these people, once they don't get what they want, they pitch a fit, which can be very dangerous. And that's the reason why China is like, yeah, we have the same weapons they have, but I don't think we want global destruction, because that's the way these people think. They'll kill everybody on the planet, and they have the weaponry to do that. So China's like, oh. And so that's the reason why these people are surviving. But if you break a country down economically, and that's the warfare, if you break them down economically, you can get them and you can just subtract them, and you can own all their stuff before that way you can win without firing a weapon. And that's what's happening right now. And I think white people feel this, and so they're pissed. The thing is, with black people, we're going to have our opportunities to do what we've been doing. Black people, we literally have been doing the right things. So we look at a lot of stuff that we do because it fails. We think that we're a failure. Black people, we are not a failure. We are a success story. And you have to frame your history like that, because it's true. The Black Wall Streets, right after slavery, all of the things. This is the history. This is how you tell your history. You tell your history in a way that it's the facts, it's the truth. You don't hide a truth, but you also tell it in a constructive way for yourself. Don't tell your history in a destructive way for yourself. You don't supposed to. The truth can be told factually, but it can be told in a way that's informative without eliminating any facts, not the good facts or the bad facts. I can tell you bad history where our ancestors made silly, stupid mistakes, but I can tell it to you in a way that it is constructive for our future. And then I can tell you the good history where we can be very proud of ourselves, and it will still be, it will be told in a way where it's not gloating, but it will be constructive for our future. So this is the type of mindset you have, and it's depending on how your enemy will tell your history in a way that it makes you feel demoralized. So they'll leave out facts, cherry pick things, focus hard on the atrocities. These are the type of things. So the bottom line is, these white folks, they mad. They can't control the narrative like they used to. They don't know what to do. Their world, they see their world falling apart. How are they going to survive? They've been getting all this privilege. They can go to different countries and they can do these pedophile rings they got going on. Those are getting busted up. It ain't, and black folks, those opportunities, when we got out of that enslavement, that direct enslavement process, even though we were flat dumb, they didn't let us read. We were completely, for the most part, we were dumb mentally. A group of us helped start Sierra Leone and Liberia. Those are success stories. They focus on the wars that happened in Liberia. They focus on some, bad things, some atrocities that happened. But it's still, that can be told in a way where it's informative and constructive. It's the truth. Tell the truth. But it's still a success story that black Americans, former slaves, enslaved people, and people who were under oppression, because even if your family line didn't get directly enslaved, if you were in America black, you were enslaved. You were oppressed if you lived at that time. So, that's a success story. Those two nations are still there. Come on, man, that's great. And black people are still here. We're working through our problems, and those towns that we came out with right after enslavement, the building up, the learning, the educating ourselves, the value of education, all of those type of things that we did, these are success stories. We are a great people. Why did they fail? Well, the enemy has more weapons than us. That's cheating. That's what they're doing. And that's the reason why their capitalism is still here happening. It's not because they're smart and they organize an efficient system and it operates, fairly and, equitably. People are able to compete, in a civilized fashion. They go barbarian. When they don't win, white people go barbarian with the damn club. That's what they do. So we successful people, stop looking at yourself as a failure just because these barbarians killed a lot and destroyed a lot of our societies. They won't be able to do that for long. And we've been doing the right thing. When they can't do it, we have our opportunities. We start our towns, we start our settlements, and we build our powers. We organize ourselves and we understand on how to defend ourselves. We've studied their systems, we studied their successes, and we studied the failures. That's all we got to do. So I think that's why white people are mad, because they know once they lose that grip on the black man and black woman, they're going to have to pay. And even if it ain't cash, because the cash is going to be worthless. But yes, they're going to move off of our territory. We're going to have our space. They're going to have their space. But they're going to have to work for themselves. That's going to be hard on them. Because they look at working for themselves. They always talk about how lazy black people are. Oh, you didn't work hard enough. That's the reason why you're not successful. And we have a lot of black coons, which is not safe to be a coon now. Look at Daniel Cameron. He's suffering. The coons are suffering. the brother down there in Texas who tried to defend that white lady, and the police, from the white guy, the police came in there, and he supported Blue Lives Matter. This black man, he was he took the black people, called them coons, and he was supporting the white folks, and the police came and shot him, killed him. He supported those police. You got King Face. He was a known coon. He died. And Herman Cain. Hey, I don't know. These coons is not good. It's not a good time to be one, because the only reason why the coon can hang out and gloat is because of the power of the people who they're cooning for to defend them. And since white folks are losing some of their influence, the coon is really less protected. So I don't know what they're gonna do. So that's it. Anyway, like and share. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But my thing is, these white people, you guys need to accept the reality. Learn how to live and sustain yourself. Don't go back once the black people are out of your control. Don't go back to oppressing the Irish. Don't go back to oppressing the Italians. Don't go back to the race theories that you came up with, back in Ireland, and all of these, kind of white supremacist ideologies and the different stocks of whiteness and Aryans and all this kind of crap. Just learn how to survive righteously and equitably, and you'll be around. If not, you're gonna accelerate your extinction. So anyway, Super Mike out. But what do you think? Why are white people just this mad? They're just pissed. They're just killing people. They're letting off murderers. Hey, what do you think? Peace.